What is going on, people? You know what this is. This is Not My Impact, and I'm back bringing you some of that good old smooth out on a smooth tip of video game review. Actually, no, it's more of just a gameplay, just to show that I like to. You know how I like to do. I like to do my little breakdown of games that I've done reviews on, and like just to show that I play the game. What my fun modes are, what my favorite modes are, not the fun modes, my favorite modes, or just even my thoughts on the review and the comments and things like that happen. And of course, this is on Remnant from the Ashes. One of my, I wasn't gonna say one of my favorite reviews. I had a little bit of problem with this review. This review was rushed a lot, so that's why you heard a lot of the stumbling and stuttering and things like that. Things that I've been trying to work against. Things I've been trying to beat out of my reading comprehension skills, but it flared itself back up on this one because I was kind of rushing to get it done. Because I like to try to meet a certain time limit, just putting that pressure on myself, and it's nothing wrong with that. It's just like it just seems unprofessional, and that's the only problem I had with it with the review. I feel like everything else was on point, like the talking points, the point of view, and the fun I had with the game. Again, when I did this one, this was kind of hard to do, only because the game, it didn't hit the same way it did about 2 to 3 years ago. And that's because 2 to 3 years ago, I was with my friends playing. I was with Fire Rays. I was with Astro Shive, and we literally played through the game, And so it was complete. It hit different this time going alone and trying to recapture the feeling of the game. But real quick, I want to show you this, guys. One of the run throughs I had, where I talked about it before. Like, this became my favorite game mode, which is survival mode, because it just I don't know, it was just something fun about after you've beaten the game many ways and you've almost unlocked everything, and it's pretty much you don't. I didn't. There's not many much things to do left to do in this game, and so it's just like this is an actual fun mode that I try to go online and play with people, but it's hard to get people to play online on a game that is over 4 or 5 years old. So, but yeah, this is survival mode, which I think I explained very well, but I probably didn't explain it very well to like into the minute details, where it was just like you start off with a limited amount of money. You can buy whatever item you think you'll need, up to 1,000, which is not a lot, and then the rest you have to find by just playing the stage. And the quicker you beat the stage, the better, because the longer you take, the harder enemies will get. So that's their way of limiting, you to actually having to try to beat the stages quickly. And as you can see here, you'll find gear along the way. You'll find weapons, not mods though, but you'll find weapons, which I thought was interesting because I remember finding mods, but I was just like, oh no, I was mistaken. You had to still beat the bosses to get the mods. So and the bosses will still be how hard they are, but they won't. But they'll be limited by the fact of, like, maybe they won't do as much damage because each stage, as long as you stay ahead of, so there's a energy thing of, like, how strong the enemies will get, and based upon how long you take. And so I think it starts off at 5 minutes on easy, so it's not strict or anything. I think you actually get more time the later it goes, because they realize it's going to take you longer, obviously, to beat bosses. But in this mode right here, like, you just want to kill as many enemies as you can as quick as you can, because you're building up your meter up there, the blue meter, as you can see on the screen, which is your good, like, you're pacing yourself ahead of the red meter, which is the boss, the enemy strength. You want to make sure you always stay ahead of the enemy strength. You want to always be like maybe a level or two higher than them. That's a good way to always know where you're at. And again, the goal isn't to explore everything. The goal is to get as many along the way, grab as many things as you can along the way. As you can see right here, I'm trying to run. Yeah, I kept running out of stamina, so I popped my stamina. and now I'm on the move. And like I said, my gear I got here is really, really bad actually. And moving ahead, because it makes no sense for you to see everything. Again, and I don't like to just show you the whole game. I'm not here to show you the whole game. I'm here so you go out to show you get the parts of the game, so you maybe you want to go out and play this and try this. Now, granted, this stuff you don't collect here from rewards. You don't really collect anything from here that's of value until you've already pretty much beaten the game. So I would say beat the game first. You know, get to exploring, knowing the game first before you start going survival mode. Because you do get these things that I can't remember what it is called, but it's basically it allows you to talk to one of the members. I think his name is Whispers. I want to say Whispers, but I might be a little bit being a little bit of an a-hole there. His name might not be Whispers, but he doesn't speak, and he just writes on a board. And he basically tells, like, you know, you can get alternate colors, alternate costumes. You can get some alternate rings and stuff like that. Nothing that's game breaking. Nothing that's worth this right here. But it's just something you could do for if you like collecting. You know, something you enjoy doing, and something I did enjoy. I found this so much fun putting the limitations on myself, and it allowed me to use weapons I never would have used before. You know what I mean? Like, not saying that you'll never use these weapons or mods, but it's just the truth. So certain things when you get your groove going in the story mode, or the adventure mode, you're not gonna interrupt that, because why would you? You know, why rock the boat, and why you can explore a little bit, but you're never gonna. This forces you to actually have to use things you might not use otherwise. And so this boss right here, he's very easy. He's just annoying, because he teleports in every single time, and like, if you don't have the right stamina, if you haven't, like, you know, and you don't have enough of a preparation time to like get stuff to help you handle the shock, he might become a little overwhelming. But for me, it's not that he's overwhelming, it's just his minions, you know. And the fact that my stamina is trash right now because of the gear I have. I wish I could tell you what this gear I have on, because again, you'll have mismatched gear. As you can see, I don't think I have any proper pants on right now as I'm fighting him. I do not know if I even have a mod. I don't think I even have a mod on. Ooh, look at that. That was a good one. Oh, I think I ran out of ammo. Now I wait for the right time to load my ammo back without getting killed here. Give me a second, sir. Would you mind? Stop teleporting all over the place. Allow me to just kill you, Mr. Onslaught. And yeah, and so each boss you'll fight is just pretty much like a boss you'll find in a story mode. Isn't like some. I would have loved if they had they probably needed more time for that. But if they had like bosses that you only fought here, and you know, things like that was unique to survival mode, that'd been pretty cool. Instead of fighting the bosses that you're already gonna fight in the story mode and the adventure mode. But again, that might be asking a little much of, you know. These developers seem like they're good developers and they know what they're doing, but they might not have the biggest, like, you know, they don't might have the resources of, like, say, a BioWare. Well, actually, I can't even say BioWare anymore. BioWare, EA, they've destroyed themselves. So, but look at that, boss is defeated. I think I was showing myself there my favoritism. Also, when I just said BioWare, as you might know, a lot of people might know, Mass Effect is probably my favorite game of all time, and it's one of the games that made me get back into gaming when I was kind of waning in 2007. It was a lot. It was a period where I was like, whatever, I really don't care. Most games play the same. I'm not really digging a lot of video games, and that game opened my mind to, like, oh my god, like, this is fun. I want to go back. I had that feeling like when I first played Star Fox 64, or I first played like Breath of Fire 3, or when I had, like, these are games that I had played that were such big games in my life where I was like, oh my god, I love these games. And maybe you'll see reviews on them in the future, you know. And so yeah, I that went on for a while, but I was like, let me just because again, I like to edit together a bunch of the things that I did in my little time it took me to make my review. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna put the ending, the ending battle, so y'all can see my character, who I like to call him I should call him Roland, because he literally looks like the Wanderer. He literally looks like the Gunslinger. He literally looks like Idris Elba with like. So it was like, and it wasn't like a design where I tried to do that. It just so happened that I designed a character that resembles someone that looks like me, and then I found the suit and the costume, because again, this game was based upon the costumes and the uniforms you wear. Oh, sorry about that. The costume and the uniform you wear, like, says a lot about, you know. I mean, not says a lot. It is basically giving someone just. It's always a distraction when you're trying to talk, and someone always got to distract you. It just is what it is. I'm sorry that I didn't mean the distraction come through. But no, I was saying that with the uniform suit that you wear basically changes like how much of an effect your abilities have. And it just so happened that I like to play with, using being to constantly spam mods. And so, and I love to. And again, people are gonna say it's OP, the swarm, but I'm like, hey man, it's just great. It's just fun. Like, I love the swarm. I love the fire. Like, I'm a simple bitch. Nah, like it just is what it is. It's like these things are really good. Ooh, I took a big hits right there. And again, I think you're playing against yeah, this is actually a fun battle where I was getting my butt kicked at the beginning. Like, I'm gonna have to do a whole like turnaround here. And again, yeah, see, there you go. See, I spam the swarm. And the swarm, again, if you really want me to break down how each mod works and things like that, I will happily go back to this game. If you guys in the comment section go crazy, like, hey, we enjoyed the gameplay of any of these games that I've played. Like, I always put the gameplay out, the footage of me playing the game. I always put it out. So, just so you guys know that I really do play these games. And I will happily, go back to the game and maybe put some gameplay. Cause maybe it might be a good way to break up. Cause my reviews take so long now that it just is what it is. Like, I can't make these go faster without something sacrificing, and it's just I don't have the living space. Anyone who knows me knows what happened and how right now I'm actually at a down point in a lot of ways, and it's crazy. This is the most, not from YouTube, but in my personal life, I'm making the most money I think I've ever made in my life. Yet I'm the furthest from a lot of things that I wanted to be, in the sense of like having my own space and having my own place, and like it's very hard right now where I live. And me and my should I say my just know that me and my kids, my son, we're in a very tough spot, but it's not bleak or nothing. It's not dark. It's we're getting a lot of help from people, but it's just at the point where it's like I really want to be in a place where it's now back on my own, but I can't really go into details that far without you knowing me personally like that, because it's like you don't need to know me like that. And again, it's not about me. It's not about my things. I want to have fun here. This is about fun, and you know what? And if I'm hoping that if you guys see that I'm having fun, you guys will be entertained and have fun, and I take you out of give you some fun, because that's all I really want to do. Is just I really just enjoy playing video games, and I enjoy having fun, talking about video games. But anyway, so this boss fight is actually a boss fight that I got stuck on when I first played this game, because I didn't get the concept of like just having to kill things in the other universe to free up so we can kill him, weaken him in this universe, And there's the baby's crying. Give me 1 second there. You won't know the difference, but I will. Utter amazing. What did I tell you? Didn't even know I was gone, did you? But no, so yeah, this match right here confused me, because it was like I didn't think that you had to fight him in this dimension. I was just always kept on running as quick as I can, get back into the real fight. And then it just dawned on me. It was like, maybe I'm supposed to, I was doing so little damage. I'm like, I'm running out of bullets. This isn't working. Maybe I'm supposed to do a lot of damage here as much as I can before it gets really, really dangerous, because they're going to jump you over here. Like, it's like, then you get back when you feel like you've done a lot of damage, you kill enough enemies. I don't know exactly how many, but, you go back and maybe if you know in the comment section, you can let me know how many exactly you have to do, how many enemies you have to kill over in the other world, I guess you would call it the dream dimension, because it's more of a dream thing, right? He's sending you to a dream. Because the way, here's the story. So basically, again, I don't know if I explained the story really that well. Because it's really one of those things where it's like, I know and I read about the story, and I know what I played of this game. But basically, the root from another dimension, and the reason they're able to attack our dimension in contact, because we have no defenders because of the stakes that happened in the first game, where this guy right here, the Dreamer, I believe, was tricked into fighting against and killing all of the Guardians, and the group is like a conquering force from another dimension. Long story short, the government experimented with it, and it just, look at that damage. And then so you were here now, where the world was almost destroyed. Well, pretty much was destroyed, and we're on a quest to destroy the tower. Our character has been tasked with destroying that tower, and so that's what it is. And we're at the tower now, and we're literally destroying it. And so, and the third game takes place. Well, it's probably the second game, because I don't know if they really treat the third game, the next game, the sequel to this, as the part of the same universe, because they kind of treat it like it's its own thing, right? I've always thought that was kind of weird, how they don't really treat the first game like it had anything to do with here, but which was Remnant, was it Chaos? Something Chaos. I can't remember off the top of my head. I said it in a review what it was called, but yeah, it's basically you play the effects, you'll play what happened in the beginning, and you'll basically do the same quest that you're doing, but the twist at the end is you're really the good guy working for the bad guy. If you played Shadow of the Colossus, you kind of saw it coming. And again, like I said, it was one of those games I didn't play, and maybe I'll go and play it one day, especially if you guys really wanted me to, to give it a try. Again, what I play, what I review, what I review would probably be dictated on me. But as far as what I play, I would definitely like to. If you guys got better games that you could think of that really, really games like right now, I'm playing all the games that I enjoy. Because like I said, I don't want to do reviews on games that I hate. Why would you want to do games on you? Like, I always got kind of angry with that, where I believe that there's nothing wrong with Angry Video Game Nerd Classic. All those reviewers, RMake21, all those people, I grew up on Spoonie. Like, Spoonie was my guy. But it's just, they have their own lane. And, I was always like, if you hate something as much, you don't have to talk about it. I only want to put good, positive vibes out there right now, because there's like so much negative in the reviewing. There's so much negative things going on in video games. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna be fair to games though. If a game is trash, the game's trash. Like I'm gonna be fair to it, But I want to put more positive, so that's why you see me do reviews on games that I really, really enjoy, or I'm playing at the moment, or something where I'm gonna undertake more games that are more strenuous. But unlike a lot of other reviewers, I don't go, well, I have 10 minutes to play it. No, I want to play the game in depth. I want to, and then I will give you my real honest opinions. So like I said, if you haven't seen my review on this game, please go check out my review. It's not the best review because, as I said, I felt like personally that I rushed it a little bit, but I still think the points are valid. And like I said, it's really a good review. And like there's other reviews I have. You can always go check them out. But anyway, that's the end of this game, the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this review in this video made you want to play this game, because this really is one of the best games But anyway, I'll talk to you later. You guys take care. See you soon.